Yo, so what's up? What's up, Miss Bree?
Let's do this.
Oh, you just did that? That's fine. That means go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That means go. No, what's up? It's your boy Cholo on the beat.
It's your girl, Miss Bree.
And you tuning into the Chop Shop podcast show.
Chop Shop.
That's right. We back at it. We're about to get right into it, man. We're not going to play no games.
That's it.
We're going to go into the first topic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. What's up, Miss Bree?
Well, I mean, so right now it's usually cuddle season, right?
Cuddle time.
It's supposed to be cuddle. Everybody's usually boot up, you know what I mean, at this time.
That's
and
right.
everybody's like, okay, I'm gonna like,
Settle down.
I'm gonna take that,
Give me a man. Get you a big boy to cuddle in with.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Or to each his own.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's becoming more a divorce season. And we've been seeing a lot of people all of a sudden heading out to divorce or separation. Tiana Taylor, Jenny and Jeezy. It just seems like it's becoming norm almost in a way. And everybody's just divorcing. What do you think that is? What do you think the reasoning behind that is?
I just don't think people really care about what marriage means, you know what I'm saying, anymore. I just think it's about, well, no, that's not it. It's not it. I wouldn't say they don't care about what marriage means. I just don't think I don't think that as far as the divorce part, the death do us part, I don't think that's people say it, but
they don't believe it.
I don't think they believe in it really, you know what I'm saying? Because
death to whatever, right? Till I figure it out.
I mean, that's kind of a crazy vow, but that's just what our society said. That's what we're supposed to say, or that's what God said. That's what we're supposed to say, right? But some people take those vows serious, and then some people just like the minute things get tough, it's like I'm done. I want to be. It's over.
It's like one and done, right?
They don't want to get into the. I don't know. I just feel like people have unrealistic ideas of what marriage is.
Okay. Well, do you think that the older generation, they stayed together because of that? Because they had like some type of morals, or that it was easier for them, or was there more love then? Would you think that that's because, I mean, I know a lot of people that, not necessarily in my family per se, most people went divorced in my family, but like my grandparents, they stayed together till death did they part, literally. Mm-hmm. So what do you think has changed? Do you think it's society that's saying that, or do you think that it's just that it was different back then? What do you think that is contributing to that?
I want to hear what you think. What do you think?
Okay, you want to know what I think? Honestly, what I think is many different factors. Okay. So I was listening to Chloe Bailey. Mm-hmm. She was on somebody's platform of some sort, and she was she had basically said, she was shooting her shot at Michael B. Jordan or whatever, but
everybody wanted
right, to a certain extent, they were kind of forcing her. But one of the things that she says that she doesn't tolerate is that she has, I can't say it's high standards that she said, but she's like, I have certain criteria that that I expect from a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I hear that. There's expectations that are expected, and this is what I want from the relationship, and I will set nothing less. But then she made a comment saying that, but if they do one thing wrong, then it's done, I'm out. I just think that if she's younger, I feel like if that's the mentality of what the younger generation is hearing, I would be like, dang, one time the person messes up, like, dang, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I mean, what?
Depending on what you mean a mess up, right?
Yeah, what's a mess up? Define a mess up. Like, when guys are younger, you know what I mean? Infidelity is probably going to be one of the biggest reasons why, that will be, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's a hard thing when you break that trust with a woman, if she takes you back or vice versa, man, you are a very lucky person, because that's hard. You know what I mean? Okay.
Well, what if it has nothing to do with infidelity? What is a deal breaker for some people? I feel that, abuse of any type, that would be like the deal breaker, like as a one and done thing. But I don't think that that's how it is. I feel like obviously these are a lot of celebrities and we don't necessarily know what's going on with them, right? Mm-hmm. But I do believe that if there's an instance for, like, oh, well, he liked this girl's picture on whatever, like, oh, just throw the whole relationship away. Mm-hmm. No, I feel like sometimes that women, not that, we're always mature, but, at times, usually in a relationship, we're more mature in the relationship. I'll say that I'm not going to get a lot of crap for that. But usually that's kind of like what we're known for, is being more mature. Men, I feel like if you were to give a person that says, "Hey, this is what I expect," and hey, you know what? That's not how you treat our relationship. You know, that's not how I don't expect you to like all these females, big booties, and all that stuff or whatever on Instagram. It reflects me as a person. We went through that at one point in our relationship, and I was like, "Hey, there's like criteria." Being that we're in this industry, a lot of some of the people that we have that are friends of ours or acquaintances or whatever that we've hired in the past. You know, they are models and things like that. Sometimes their pictures can be a little thirst trappy for some of the fellows. But I was like, hey, as much as you're supporting them, it can look like on my end, being that we're married, it's not, it's like you are in love with that. So please know the eyeballs, you know, you can't do that. You can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's certain things.
Bree gave me a strict emoji post.
Right,
you know
certain
what I mean?
things you can post.
And I could have been like, I can do what I want. You know what I mean? Not, you know, not I don't want to say obey, but not listen to what my wife wanted. And then there would just been problems, you know what I mean? Because now it's like, why do you have to do that? Like, why are you're making me look bad? You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it that some things that we do as men on Instagram, you know, makes your girl or your wife kind of look like crazy in these streets or whatever the case may be, because they're looking at like, why is that married man on this? And some people don't really know our relationship to be, you know, they don't even know us, right? So they don't know that Bree's involved in all the stuff that I do. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't know that you are there. You got one cheek, I got the other cheek. You know what I mean? I mean, not really, but you know what I'm saying? It's like
we're not.
You know what I mean? It's just
I'm very much involved,
but they don't necessarily know that. Like for example, we were working on one model. And we'll go out. Sometimes you wouldn't be with us, and I take it. And people were thinking that I was trying to be with that person, is because we always saw me with that person, and we're just like, nah, bro. Like, Bree be right there. You know what I'm saying?
I helped her Instagram. But actually, I took the pictures.
But anyway, so instead of me being disrespectful to her, I was like, okay, well, you know, I compromise. Okay, what are the emojis that you prefer when I go to comment on people that I like? You know what I'm saying? I think there's two. I could do the hands, like, right? I do fire, right?
Fire
hands,
emoji,
and I can say dope. That's it. I think that's it.
You can say flawless. Flawless is okay.
I can say flawless. Yeah.
That's about it.
That's about it.
That's about it.
I can't do no hearts, no hearts, no eyes,
you know, none of that. No eyeballs. No eyeball.
No eyeball. Period.
No.
Right? Yeah. Yeah,
thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. You know what I'm saying?
That's about it. I mean, but it's not that I'm controlling, but it's just more about. I think it's more about like etiquette of our relationship, because I'm going to be the same way. I'm not about to sit there and I won't even necessarily like a post even that is like a male thirst trap of some sort. Yeah, you do that.
You
know
like,
what I mean?
What if I did that on a guy's buff muscles and I was like thirst in the water and the mouth dripping? What do you think? I'm like,
Or a dude that was like in a video that was like the D'Angelo, you know, how does it feel type thing. And I'm over here like, I did go back. But I'm just saying, like, you know, where it's like he's moving around, he's doing things that is obviously very sexualized. I just don't feel like I'm not going to have you out here looking crazy. Like your wife is just over here looking at these people. So that's why it's reciprocated, you know. And I think that's a growth process for us. But I think also that's where I think a problem can be possibly with the newer generation, because they're seeing people and like, you ain't gonna tell me to not like this female's post or whatever, you know. And
I think Instagram is different for us. Like, we used to get numbers. Like, we used to get your number.
Yeah.
Now getting a girl's Instagram is almost like getting her number. You know what I mean? What's your Instagram? It's like,
what's your Snap?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody say what's up to the queen.
There she is.
What up? It's Beignet. It's number 2, baby. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I guess they look at certain things as is detrimental. Like our daughter one time, she wasn't dating. She was talking to somebody, right?
Okay.
Remember, she's like, okay, we're talking. But in my head, it's like, well, if you're talking, that person can still do whatever they want to, because you haven't officially made it. And their generation's like, no, if I'm talking to them, they can't talk to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa. So it's a lot different in this generation than it was when we were growing up.
Agreed. You know but you know, but to each his own, I guess, as far as like the way that they date now, it's not an issue or whatever. But I feel like it takes away some emotions, because when this younger generation, all they have is that's how they contact each other. Mm-hmm. Like, remember when our kids would have like a sleepover or something like that, and that like the friends or whatever, they're not even like talking. They're like literally both on their phones,
texting
like chilling, sending each other like memes and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all want to leave? Y'all want to go do something or whatever? No, we're chilling. You know, that's crazy to me. You know, and that's their communication. Text messages are like 100 text messages nobody ever looks at, but their DMs and all that stuff. That's how they contact.
But that's what I'm trying to say. The expectations of what a relationship is it's a fairy tale almost. You know what I mean? They
Yes.
want it to be peaches and cream. Like, yeah, you're gonna have that, but you're not gonna have it sometimes. Like sometimes I don't like this woman, bro.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and then sometimes she don't like me.
Or
You know what I
facts.
mean? But it's like, what, you're gonna break up a whole relationship because you're not feeling each other for the moment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It could be a couple months. Like it can go a month and she's not. You know what I mean? We're just not vibing, bro. It
Right.
happens. But they look at it like, okay, we're not vibing. Let's go.
Right.
You know what I
Blocked.
mean? No one wants to.
I'm done with you.
No one wants to work at anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't want to get in the trenches, and I think that's the problem, man. They don't want to get dirty. They don't want to get down in the trenches with that person and go through the mud. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can do that and come out that mud, you're gonna have something very precious and very strong and solid.
Yeah.
But
A diamond.
they don't want to do that, and I don't understand. What's the reason for that, man? Like, is it society or what's going on?
Honestly, that's what I really think because of the lack of connection, emotion. Like for instance, when we met at church, got the number, whatever, right? Waited for you to call.
Number.
We're not
She
going
got
there.
my number.
We're not going there. I got it, and we'll see. But he gave it to me. So, but anyways, we're not going there.
See.
It's a debate. It's a 15-year debate, but it doesn't matter. But I feel like that's exactly what happened. Is I feel like I would wait. Say for instance, I got your number, okay, and you waited for me to call you, okay. Now people don't have that. We would have like a conversation on the phone. We would talk for an hour or whatever. Learn about each other, right? Then we go on a date and we would meet each other more and talk and do things. I feel like nowadays people's expectations are DM, talk. We don't even know each other per se. I think you're cute from your profile stuff. You look like you're the life of the party, etc. He looks like he's about it or whatever the situation is. And then where's the talking? They don't even really talk on the phone anymore. It's all like communication through like voice text or like, Snapchat and stuff like that. And I feel like that's where the element is. So when there's one thing that happens to the relationship or, there's I guess you could say, misunderstanding.
There's no foundation.
There's no foundation of it. And also the emotional side of things, people nowadays are significantly more like protectant of their emotions, right? Not to say that we aren't to a certain extent, but our traumas made us who we are. People nowadays, I feel that they don't have the emotional intelligence to be able to, like, I can't deal with that. If somebody hurts me, I have to like immediately put a wall up because I can't I'm too scared. I'm terrified of what's going to happen if I continue on with this person, and then TikTok and everything's, he's gaslighting. He's, this and this is toxic. It's, and so then you start feeding all this shit into your head and you start believing that shit, or you see women like, I can get a better bitch or a better bitch. Oh, this one, she hit me in my DM. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many levels to this that we only have so much time to talk. I feel like that is an issue in the younger generation. And then also, the older generation didn't have the luxury of,
they were stuck with each other.
Yeah,
Lightweight,
they didn't find out stuff though.
But yeah,
men probably cheated, women probably cheated.
You didn't know what your dude was doing.
You know what I mean?
There was no phone calls.
Now everybody knows.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what you're doing.
Everybody knows. A man can post a picture and the woman, well, I'm just saying, a man or woman can post a picture of their location. They could be like, just hey, whatever. And like, they'll be like, there is an extra drink in the background with some lipstick, and that's a blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And like, they told me that with their friends. And so, I mean, there's more investigative because they can see exactly where they are, So I feel like back then, maybe less people were being caught cheating. And I think maybe more people are being, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just how I'm looking at it. There's
it's not just cheating. It's just like, what I mean? Men were, it's like, let's bring this to our next topic is like the roles back then. Like there was a, role for women, I guess. There was a role for a man, you know what I'm saying? So men would treat women, I don't know. I just, like, I grew up.
Roles were different.
I grew up in a difference when women did all the work and men, they worked and they came home and got fed and, the women took care of the kids and the house and the guys, did whatever, right?
Yeah.
Wash my drawers and whatever the case may be, right? I hated that shit for my stepmom, to be honest, because I just thought, I'm a pastor's kid, so growing up in the Word of God, they be taking the Word of God so literal, and I don't think some people know what that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's a different meaning than what people think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
the man is above woman. It's like, you know, and the women have to submit to the man and this and all this other stuff, and then the men would treat the women bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you gonna have a woman submit to you when you don't even treat her right? Like, but she does, because that's what she was taught. She was taught that she had to, you know, like even on Coming to America, whatever you like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You was,
But he didn't want
you know what I'm
that.
saying? Exactly. That's same like me. I don't want that. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna be in a relationship like me and you, why am I gonna be like, you gotta clean the house and you gotta watch the kids and you got, like, I don't, you know, I don't expect that from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And I just think that back then, you know, men felt like, okay, they can do what they fucking want to do. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, they're the
women
breadwinners.
and women were supposed to just be quiet because they couldn't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, did you even know that I think it was in like the 1950s that a woman wasn't even allowed to get a credit card without the permission from her husband?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
And
so
women are still fighting to get
exactly.
their rights. And you know, you have women who are not born women that, you know, become women, and they seem like they want a certain type of recognition of being a woman, and try to goes above women that who were born that way. And it's just like, it's just, I feel bad for women here, because it's like, what do you think? Like, are there roles have nowadays, have the roles switched, or like, what do you think was going on?
Well, what it is that nowadays, I mean, as far as economy goes, a household, unless you make a certain dollar amount, the male makes a certain dollar amount. Majority of households nowadays need to have a second income. So being that aspect, obviously women want to have careers, so that's one thing. But at the same time, they it's required unless the man makes a certain dollar amount. And then if that's the case, the men's mentality is like the woman still needs to do these things. So it's like, yo, if the female is gonna do all these things still, like I don't even need you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna do all the things and you simply just go to work and come home, and I get up in the morning, get the kids dressed, I, you know, cook, you know, breakfast, lunch, you know what I'm saying? All these things, get myself dressed, maybe have, you know, a moment to pray or whatever the woman wants to do in the morning, and then that's that, and then off to work, and then the guy just like gets up in the morning, takes care of himself, and then, you know, takes a shower and then leaves. That's stressful for a woman, and then also she has to go to work too, right?
And then she has to come home.
She has to come home, cook,
get the kids from school,
clean,
whatever.
exactly.
And then the man's like, you're gonna feed me, you're gonna fuck me, you're gonna hold me, I need needs and all this other stuff.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, women are like,
and that's if it's like a 9 to 5 situation.
Right.
Imagine a person who has a business. Imagine a person that does the 9 to 5 and trying to get off the business and then do that too. That's a stressful thing.
Is that why relationships are not working now?
It could be. It could very well be. It could be a lack of respect. It could be that the men feel like, man, you know, less superior, you know? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know with us. We've been together for 14 years, married for 14 years. We've been together for 16 years. And
16 now.
yeah, I would say that a lot of times in our relationship, you did a lot. You did a lot. I didn't expect you to, but I guess you just thought you had to, because, you know, you didn't think that I could do things or whatever. And then I started showing you that I could do things. But what do you think?
Okay, so for me, the reason why I come from a single mother home, right? Didn't have a father in my life, right?
Right.
You come from, even if you had a stepmom, you had a father and a mother figure in your home, and siblings.
For 8 years, yeah.
Okay, but I'm saying
the first 8 years.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But there was somebody that you saw that dynamic. I never saw that. Okay, only time that I saw it was with my grandfather and my grandmother. But I mean, they're my grandparents. I didn't live with them. So I looked at my mom have to do everything herself, to the point where she got depressed. She wasn't able to do those things anymore. So I had to kind of step in and be like the head of household, more or less, at a young age. And when I did that, I kind of had no option. If I want some clean underwear, I'm gonna need to make sure that I have my clothes. If I want some clean dishes, I'm gonna have to, you know, I want to eat. I want to, you know. So I taught all myself a little bit of those things. My mom gave me a foundation, but during certain times, I was in survival mode, and I did it myself. So then when I got into a relationship with a man, and also my mom had a boyfriend at the time, even after she was divorced from my father, she had a boyfriend here and there, and he didn't really do anything, you know? So I looked at it like my mom, she got stressed out and had to do everything. And I just said, I'm never going to rely on a man because they haven't done anything for what I've seen, right? And so I look at it like, okay, it's just maybe I think that's probably going to be how my life is going to be, you know? And so when I met one of, my father and my child or whatever before you, his mom did everything for him as far as cleaning and stuff like that. So I was put in a role, and he is a more traditional type person, if you want to say, if you call it traditional, woman cooks and cleans and, does this or whatever. And I'm like, hey, I'm working, you're working. I can't do that. Now we have a kid, I can't breastfeed and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like my body is not letting me do everything. So I'm gonna need you to kick in. And I mean, he did a couple of things, but for the most part, it was still my responsibility. So then when I met you, I just learned, and then there was a time frame that we weren't together, so it was just me, single mom. I had to do everything.
Right.
So when you started doing stuff for me and helping things out, I was like, what? Oh, that's nice. Like, okay, but I didn't want to like take advantage of you, like taking my trash out or helping me with doing things. Or I was like, and then I found out that you cooked.
Yeah.
I said, oh shit.
I cook. I do.
You do a lot of things.
A lot of things.
But I was like,
a man that can do both.
No, seriously, I feel like no, in actuality, I really feel like that was a dynamic for me being able to let go of some things because it stressed me out greatly to have to do everything, And then when we introduced our families and then there's more children besides the one I had, right?
Yeah.
It's like different,
No, I want to stay on this and I'm going to go off topic a little bit. It's like, people like you do so much and you've given up. Women in general, I know some women are out there that do the same thing. They give up their whole lives to make sure everybody else is happy. That they they suppress their happiness and their dreams and what they want to do. You took in your grandmother.
Oh yeah.
Right? 93-year-old,
7 years ago.
7 years ago. And this has been the hardest thing. And shout out to all you people that take care of your mothers or your grandfathers or your fathers or whoever else. You take care of your family members. Shout out to those people because it's hard. You know what I mean? Because the things that you had to do, you gave up pretty much everything. Everything. Some of the kids' lives a little bit, we couldn't really do a lot.
We couldn't do a lot of things.
You couldn't leave. You can't because you have your grandmother and then, you know what I mean? So what's it like to have to take care of an elderly person?
So that's, I will say this. It has its pros and cons. What is it like to take care of her? Or being a caregiver, it's rewarding at times. I do get to be with my grandmother. She gets to tell me stories about my grandfather who's no longer with us. She gets to tell me stories about when I was a kid. She tells me things about history that I can't even Google, so I think that's amazing. But at the same time, it can be very stressful. It can be almost abusive at times, with when she gets into like the dementia part of things.
Yeah.
And so and then just lack of sleep, consistently, it plays a toll.
Yeah, because you're on call like 24 hours a day, right?
I have to be available 24/7. I work
know,
from home. If, for instance, I need to leave and go do things, do promo or whatever it is that we have to take care of, but, obviously I leave to go get my nails done and stuff like that, if there's always somebody here. But for the most part, like if it's at nighttime, I give her medicine, I go to sleep. If she needs something in the middle of the night, which is a lot of times very often, it's me that takes care of it, and that's hard, So I feel like I never really had a good night's sleep unless we go on vacation and there's somebody here.
Yeah.
I don't have a good night's sleep. I pretty much just take naps is what I feel. So that's stressful. It's also hard to get on a health regimen for myself. And you're right. I do. I kind of, I don't know what I want to say, but sacrifice myself in a way,
Everything.
So
and it's not just you, like the family is we lose you too because we don't get you when we need you, not all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you try, you do what you can, but I'm just saying, but most of the time it's whatever, Nina needs. And it's like, dang, we can't go on vacations or we can't do this, we can't do that because there's no one here to watch. Or we do have someone to watch, they only want to watch for a day or so, or they want to be paid obscene amounts of money
All right, a lot
whatever
of
the
money.
case may be, you know,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. So like it takes
Or
a
I don't
toll.
trust them.
Right.
I can pay an outside company,
Right.
and at one point, remember we had somebody, and I paid
They
them,
were stealing stuff.
and they were stealing stuff, and then they weren't giving her medicine, and then when they did, they gave her the wrong medicines the wrong time. They doubled up on medicine, or they slept all day and didn't even help her at all.
Right.
You know, so that kind of thing is like, I am obligated to then take care of her. You know, and
one lady was like, yeah. The last person I took care of, they put me in their will.
Oh,
she kept asking to get in the will and everything. I'm like,
how
dude,
much money do you have left?
Right, it's like crazy, bro.
It's like people are bold.
Yeah, man.
You know, So I would say that, like I said, you know, it has ups and downs. You know, but you know, overall, I feel like I'm also, by me doing this, is also showing my kids this is how we take care of family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that. When a person becomes elderly and to the point where they're not able to take care of themselves and live on their own, and they need assistance, it's almost like to have a newborn baby.
Mm-hmm.
So the demand is higher for that person. There's certain things that I do. My grandma can be demanding at times, so sometimes I'm like, I have to tell her no at the time, whatever she wants, you know, because she when she asks for something, she wants it immediate. You know, I'm like, as soon as I'm done with this, I'll take care of that. You know, I have to really give a schedule to everybody. So, I mean, I know that I'm cutting people short at times because she does kind of come first to a certain extent. But it's because it's like taking care of a newborn baby. Yeah. Literally. Right. You know? But an angry one.
So that's what I'm saying. So, like I said, women, not that you have to do that, but you chose to. You know, that's a part of your thing. It's another dream that you got to put aside because you need to help somebody else in your house. And it's like, you know, women do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? It seems like men. I'm not saying there's men out there that don't do that. So don't get me wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. We put away our dreams to do that for help women too, or to make the women happy. It goes to like, okay, when you become married, it's more like happy wife, happy life. So, you know, men sometimes have to sacrifice what they want because to make their wife happy. It's whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel that it is that way sometimes. And I'm not saying we're not selfish at times or whatever, but if you don't want to hear it, you know, you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to make that wife happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was single, people used to tell, I have to ask my wife. What the fuck you gotta ask your wife for?
Right. Oh, you a bitch.
What the fuck you a bitch ass? The fuck? Yeah. And then I got married. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I see why you gotta ask your wife. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
It's a respect thing. Yeah. You know?
But anyways, as far as like, I guess it gets, you know, we kind of went off topic a little bit, but my thing is more like, men always, like I said, back in the day, it was just like, I do what I want, women, you do this. And I just think that, I don't think that it's like that nowadays, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a little bit different. I think there's still some traditional men out there who think women should be that way. I think them men...
There's some women that also want to be in that role too, you know, but unfortunately society calls them gold diggers, right? Or some people, they're like, a woman's like, I just want to be a housewife, I want to be taken care of, go shopping and this or whatever. And then society says, oh, a woman needs... Yeah, you a gold digger then.
See, that's so weird.
And it's like, dang, but that's considered traditional, right?
Not necessarily if she wants to be go shopping. What do you mean?
Well, that's what would happen. So if you go back to the 19 whatever,
why the 19? Why can't we go back to 2000? Why gotta be 19?
I'm talking about the reason why I'm saying is like the 1920s or whatever. Okay, the 1900s, but the 1920s, 1930s when women didn't work really, you know what I mean?
Right.
Men worked, women, like I was saying, the whole credit card situation where you had to ask permission from the husband to get a credit card to go shopping. So because they didn't have any income, they didn't have finance, they stayed at home, took care of the children. Although that's a major job, right? Society said the man is the one that has the finances and the man is the one here, I'll divvy out the cash for you to go grocery shopping and here's what you get, right? So if a woman wants to go shopping or I need money for my hair done, okay, you know, so the man would divvy it out. That's how a lot of women are society. I want the bag. I want the this. I want the, you know what I mean? So how is it any different? It's just the way that women are saying it. They're more bold about it. They're saying, I want to be flued out. I want to be taken care of. I want this and this or whatever.
Yeah, but they want that shit before they even married now. Like that's a side chick wants that shit now. Side chicks used to be able to get Burger King and some dick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And now no, seriously, bro. And now these side chicks want apartments, they want cribs, they want freaking cars, they want Birkins, you gotta do more.
Some of these side chicks are more loyal than their wife. You know?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious.
Side chick is more loyal to
A lot
What?
of these side chicks can be more loyal. Yeah.
These side chicks ain't loyal.
Oh, yeah,
These
yeah.
side chicks ain't loyal.
Not loyal to like the dude. Like I'm talking about like she's like whatever you say, whatever you want me to do, I'll tell the girl. Before side chicks, they would go and tell the wife.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they did.
The side chicks knew the wife.
No,
the side chicks wanted you to break up with the wife, and they would just take
and
you
be with them.
Right,
exactly.
right.
But they were loyal. Okay, listen. What I'm saying to you is that some of these side chicks nowadays. I mean, we don't know that personally, okay? But I'm saying how side chicks are coming out nowadays.
Yeah.
They're basically saying like, yeah, like I got you. I'm not even gonna. Your girl won't know nothing about it. And the men treat them almost better than their wives.
Yeah. So that Jay-Z said it. You dudes treat the ones you with the same respect that you treat the one that you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's like, nah, bro, that ain't about nothing. Like you don't that would never happen. In my cheating days, you got dick. That's all you got. I wouldn't take you out, no dates. Sometimes you had to do like a quick little something just to, you know what I mean, because she got tired. But like, you wouldn't be above my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't get that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That I would never treat you better than my girl. Like,
but you don't see that's how it is nowadays, though, right?
Nowadays, yeah, because these women are demanding it, boy. You got all these women out here, especially in the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, sheesh, the music scene, bro. Like, whoo. Like these women out here are winning right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like I can't even hate on them. And men are getting mad like, oh, these women are this and these women are that. They ain't doing no different than what you guys used to do to them back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about nothing that you've been talking about. It's just a woman is saying it now. So it's
and
like,
men are like,
ooh,
they got feelings. So
they're
they're
getting
sad
their
about
feelings.
it.
They in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, you know, I think that's kind of light skinned. You know what I'm saying? We can't be mad at her. Because she's like, yo, fuck that. If you want this, you gonna give me this. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that women understand what they have. You said last podcast that it's precious. What we have is precious, right?
It's powerful.
The power of the pussy, the P-U-S-S-Y, right?
It's powerful.
It's powerful. So I believe that women now are saying, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This world revolves around money,
pussy.
sex.
Yeah.
That's it. But not dick.
Yeah.
Pussy.
But see, how are men so much more powerful? The pussy is so objectified.
Because they diminish the woman.
Oh.
They break down the woman. They don't provide it. The men are in power as of right now because at one point women weren't in any boardrooms. They weren't in an upper, right? And so men are still keeping them down.
Yeah.
They won't put them in positions of that unless you fuck your way there or do that. I feel like that's the reason why I wasn't successful also with my music and stuff is because majority of people that obviously I'm a single mom. I can't afford to go and pay for studios. So at that point, I was like really paycheck to paycheck. So I needed somebody to believe in me to be able to put me out and help me push. And every time I get somebody to help me out or whatever, they always wanted to fuck.
Right.
You know, and that's not my thing. To each his own if that's what you want to do. And maybe that's what prevented me from being anything. I shouldn't go fuck her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, damn, that's not what I'm interested in doing. I'm here, plus you ugly and old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like crusty balls and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to fuck with you. Why would you think I want to fuck back?
Right.
You know?
Some bitches will, man. Some bitches will do whatever they got to do to get to the top. You know, I'm kind of an advocate for doing what you got to do within reason. You know, whatever you're comfortable with. You know, because
if you're comfortable with it,
you know. I would fuck my way to the top if I could, if it worked that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't fucking no dudes, but I'm just saying. Like, if I had to fuck some bitches to get to the top back in the day before I got married, I probably would have ate some pussy.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Ate the box for raise.
That is so bad.
I'm saying. I don't know.
And that's why your family called you a hoe.
I'm just saying. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying.
You're kidding, but you're being serious. You're actually being serious. Like, so in all honesty, I understand where you're coming from.
Listen, bro.
When you get put in a situation, you're like, hey, it's about to get me financially. And I feel like that's where a lot of women are to this day. They're like, hey, if I can fuck my way to the top, I am. Because I don't give a fuck about these. I'm going to give it to these bum ass fucking fuck boys anyways. I might as well do it and get an advance with myself.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. But to each his own. You know what I mean? I can't personally say that I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. But fuck it.
We're talking about society and like, you know, women switching roles and it's in the, you know, the society now and the Instagram and the music. What do you think is changing music? Like, what's is music, you know, in this current state? Is it fire? Is it popping, or is something missing in it? R&B, hip hop. Like, what do you think was going on in the music industry?
I think there's some elements that are missing in music nowadays. Only because the R&B that we grew up with, right? You know, as far as like the Jodeci's, the Drew Hills, the Next, you know,
Bro,
I mean, all those.
We listened to Drew Hill album all the way to LA.
Right.
The whole album. Sung that shit word for word.
Hearts out.
Our hearts out. You know
Our
what I'm
hearts
saying?
out.
Tell me what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't
No, that wasn't an album though, but
it was
it was the Enter the Drew, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. That.
Whoa, whoa. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
I know you was your name. Yeah. But anyways, you know, so, but like those types of, like the whole albums back then were like fire. You can listen to from like the beginning to the end and be like, oh my God, this is fire.
They put so much. It was so much.
Anymore.
Yeah, it's like nowadays. It's like
it's not there anymore. The reason why I feel is two aspects. One, it's about singles. People can drop a single. There was also artist development. You got to learn and be with the artist. And now, you know, they don't do that anymore. Everybody's like, I can go right now and make a beat and boom, push it out, and then I can make it through TikTok or whatever. And I don't have artist development.
Right.
They had artist development.
Right.
And they had a team of people that were record labels that were like, okay, we're going to push you guys as artists. We're going to know you. We're going to do this. And then they also wrote their own things. A lot of the singers did. But that element is missing. Nowadays, I have a good following on TikTok or social media of some sort. And then, I sing a rap now, you know, and then boom. And then that song goes big, and then they get shows and they're like, they can't move on stage.
They have no idea how to perform.
And I feel like the feeling is
But no one seems to care.
There.
No one seems to care about that though.
Because
no one seems to care. They seem like mediocrity is cool nowadays.
It is because it relates to the public.
Like
it relates to the public.
Like we were working for somebody, right, and we will bust our ass to try to get them like finest quality, and they would be like, and then they would get something back like in a week, and it was just mediocre as hell. They'd be like, best thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Like people don't care like about like even when we were working with the R&B group, you know what I'm saying? Perfect. You know, someone would lash out like, why do I have to do this? No one else is doing this. Like no one else is practicing, or no one else is like dancing or choreography or coming up with different moves on how to staging and stuff like that. Yeah. Why do we got to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It was like, damn, man, like there people are really making it without all those qualities now. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true. But regardless, I feel like that's one element when we're talking about as far as music, and the feeling is not there. But also I feel like a lot of times nowadays, at one point, like hip hop, rap, right? They would hire a singer to be on the songs. Nowadays, you know, no offense to Drake or whatever, but you know, he could sing on his own shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? J. Cole can sing on his own shit. You know, they don't need the singer on there anymore unless it's like a collaborative thing or whatever. And so then now the singers are like, well, shit, I need a rap artist on there. Well, I rap now too. You know what I mean? And so then it became like a sing rap type of, you know, element of music. And I feel like at this point, that feeling is gone. But then it stems back to what I said about social media. The feeling, if this generation is growing up with social media, they have no feel. They haven't grabbed their feelings yet.
They don't know what it's like to wait for the record to come out on Tuesdays or whatever like that at your record store and to go get it and hear it from the first time. Like that shit. It was. I really underestimated how much I missed that. Yeah. Like I know I like having everything to my fingertips, but now it's just like boring. Now it's like there's no mystique, there's no mysteriousness to it. Like before, it's like, yo, this album is dropping this day. You gotta go get it. You gotta go. You know what I mean? Now everything's at your fingertips. So it's
everything
like
is like this.
No one needs anything anymore.
Drake can drop an album or the SZA album, right? They're like, oh yeah, a week later, and remember I think Sheldon was talking shit about it or whatever. But he was like, oh, and ain't nobody they're just now talking about it. Yeah, bro, because they have so much shit given to them, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then the hype is gone immediately because I can go scroll on Instagram or whatever social media. Right? Yeah. And then like 5 minutes later it's gone. Right. And then something else is there.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like.
So is social media killing music, you think?
mean,
Well, because think
Soulja
about
Boy
this.
killed it. Actually, I was like,
Nah.
no, in Lightweight he did to a certain extent because of the streams. So that part of it, because the streaming came in, it did kill the music industry, and it hurt people's pockets too, because financially, man, we were discussing this. I think somebody else was discussing it too. We posted it. You know, you're not getting much money for your streams. That's huge.
It's crazy how you have $1 million artists that are complaining about how hard it is to get seen, and you got these you got indie artists, independent artists who do not even have what they have, trying to break in. Like it almost seems like impossible to do, man.
It's a lottery.
It's crazy. But I will say this: timeless music is not. Why is my 8-year-old daughter bumping Michael Jackson right now? You know what I'm saying? Like she is bumping Michael Jackson.
And we didn't even introduce
her. I didn't even introduce her, so she heard it, and then she wanted to go look at all Michael Jackson's songs.
Everything.
And she was so curious about that. That is timeless music, and I don't think that we have that anymore. I don't think we're gonna go up and we're like, 21, let me do something for me.
That's a vibe.
I mean, that's a vibe, but I don't think that's gonna be like a Michael Jackson record. You know what I'm saying? Like a Thriller or a freaking PYT or you know what I'm saying? Or just you know what I mean? Like Boys to Men, like you know what I mean? Right. Those classic Stevie Wonder. Like it's not Prince. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. It's like. Why are these young kids liking all the old music, Genuines, the freaking Timbalands, you know what I'm saying, the Mary J. Blige's, the freaking
the songs that
Lauryn
they're
Hills,
sampling are the shit that's our generation.
Exactly.
And then our generation sampled the shit from the previous generation. So now, as Prince said, they're sampling the sample. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that feeling that you had originally, and then it's dope that we sample it, you know, so it's like it's paying homage to the previous artist, but then if you're doing it to the other person after that, it's watered down. You know what I mean? That feeling is gone. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Not to say that this shit's not dope. I'm still slapping it.
I'm slapping.
I love that
Drake,
Doja. I love that Doja redid
fire.
the fucking Mary J shit. I was like, hell yeah, you know. But I feel like some elements are missing from the artist part of it. So
I mean, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see. You got anything else?
I feel like that's it. I feel like we've chopped it up enough for today.
Yeah, we chopped it up.
You know, but until next time, thank you for joining us today. You know, your girl Miss Bree, we got chosen for the Chop Shop.
Hey, do me a favor. Hit us in the DM. Like, subscribe, share, follow us. You know what I'm saying? If you have any type of topics or you have any questions or anything like that you want us to chop it up about, or if you want to pull up to the Chop Shop, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hit us up, man. You know what I mean? We'll let it have you.
Exactly.